Hey everyone, welcome back to my latest account overview. Today I have a special account overview. It's a 1.8 billion mite rally lead who also has max research. So we'll go through everything in this account, all the awesome gear, everything, all the bags, the research, heroes, familiars, and all that. But before we get in this video, if you guys could hit that thumbs out, really helps out the channel. Also, if you guys have not joined the 200k gem giveaway, it will be a 200k gem giveaway if the video hits 5,000 views. Again, that is the previous video. I will link it in the comments down below, so go check that out if you haven't joined it. It will be a 100k gem giveaway, but if it hits 5,000 views, it will be a 200k gem giveaway. Maybe I should have did likes instead of views, but we're doing views this time. So if you guys haven't, or if it doesn't hit 5,000 views, make sure you share with your friends, go watch it, all that stuff. Anyway, so let's get into the account overview today. Oh, also, before we get into that, I do have a Patreon, so if you guys want to support the channel that way, I will have that in the description down below. Go check out the Patreon. We have one Patreon person right now, that was Mark. Thanks to him. Anyway, so let's get into this. So again, we will be doing a maxed account or maxed research account overview. This is Feckhole. He does have 91 castle stars, so we actually just go look at him here. You can see 91 castle stars. That's the gear on. You don't get to see all the jewels here, but this is the global one. Obviously, since we're on the account, we can actually see the actual jewels in it, and those are the jewels. So even in his speed up gear, you can see he's got full gold jewels in his speed up gear. Obviously, some of the pieces are his actual blast stuff. We will go through all the stats, but before I forget, what I want to do is actually go through his bags, because I always forget to look at these max account bags, because there's some really interesting stuff you find in there that you probably don't see on your accounts. Obviously, stuff like 200 brave hearts. Look at all these extra, what's called VIP points. There's thousands and thousands. He's got 131 5,000 VIP points. A lot of us need those, obviously, but obviously his max accounts or have VIP 15 don't need them anymore, but have a bunch of extra ones. You can see all like the random relocators. There's almost 3,500 extra war tombs, crystal pickaxes, steel cuffs, over 6,000 of each of those too. He's got 6,000 admin scrolls. Looks like he's actually using the guild quest scrolls, which is good because you need those for the migration scrolls, especially on these really high might accounts. Has a bunch of energy too if he wants to do hunting. Most of his pieces are mythic, so he doesn't really have to do much hunting other than maybe some Bon Appetit hunts, because he is missing, I think, a couple cups. Other than that, he's pretty good. He's got a bunch of talent tombs, so we will be switching his talents around quite a bit on this account, just so we can see his stats and all that. He's got 83 migration scrolls currently, so he can go to any kingdom he wants pretty much at this point, no matter what the might is, but obviously you don't want to waste those too much because they are a little expensive. He's got 22 devil caps, just in case his leader gets capped. He's got, what is that, 197 license to kill if he needs the ultra boost. He's pretty good for ultra boost right now. Not quite as much as our last one, Dro, who had like 2,000 years of ultra boost, but he does have quite a bit. Has a bunch of star scrolls. Again, you need those to upgrade your castle stars. He has 25,000 extra archaic tomes, so if any researches come out, he is pretty good for the next round. He can max it out pretty quickly with his extra 25,000 archaic tomes he has. Then his Lunite, that's for tier 5, and he has 850 techno labs. Again, since this is a max research account, you don't really need to use the techno labs, so he has 850 of those. So actually, let's go take a look at his research. Since he is a maxed account, obviously he has maxed research, so let's go through all these. Starting at economy, completely maxed. Defense is also completely maxed. I mean, they're all maxed, but you can see here he does have the counter research done. Monster hunting has level 5, all maxed there. Upgrade defenses, again, he's got maxed there. I'm going to say max, but all of them are maxed, so I'll just go through them anyways. But yeah, you can see he's got all of them. Again, these ones are really good down here if you want to be a rally lead. These are pretty useless for rally trapping because they are incredibly might intensive. You get lots of might from this. I think you're getting like 100 million might just from these three or something like that. It is crazy. Again, these ones actually reduce your opponent's army attack, HP, in defense. They are debuffs. They are super strong. But if you want to be a low might person, obviously these are not really worth it, because for the might, they're not worth it. But if you're a max account, it doesn't really matter about might at that point. So they're totally worth it for max rally leads, not so much for tiny traps and stuff like that. Anyways, well, the next one is going to be military command. Obviously has all this, has all the offense, so you get extra defense, attack, and health while in fury. Those are really good. Hidden talents, grants talent points. So not sure what you need those for, but anyways, it gives you extra talent things, but don't really need that too much. So anyways, let's go down here. Obviously, has all the wonder battles done, all the extra offense and defense when fighting for wonders, which is really good as a rally lead. You will need those. I will show you his mix sets for wonders and stuff as well. Obviously, he has tier 5 done as well, with all the extra stuff that you get from that. Again, you get extra stats from battle fury and stuff like that. So I will show you his base stats. They are incredibly high. And again, keep in mind, he doesn't have any fort bonuses when I show you these. So if you had the fort bonuses, obviously they're going to be 25% more, but this is without fort bonuses. Fort bonuses when I show you. So again, he does have maxed familiars, all that stuff, all maxed. And then the last thing is the tier 5 stuff. So again, he has all that maxed. Sorry, these were the wonder ones, that Sigils and wonder battles he has maxed. So all those extra attacks or attack stats you get while you're in the wonder really helps when you're doing the wonder battles or baron or emperor, any of those things you need those for. So anyway, the next thing, what was I going to do next? Troops. Let's go troops next. So I'll show you the troops next. He only has 28 million. I'll say only 28 million, but again, he has a lot of tier 5 and tier 4 in there. He just has a little bit of a front line there, 5 million of each, and then he has 3 million of each tier 4 and 1 million of each tier 5. So quite a bit of troops, can do quite a bit of battles and stuff like that. Obviously, tier 5 you don't need quite as much, because you don't really lose those. Usually you go tier 4, tier 5 anyways. And I'll actually show you guys something, because if you guys don't have a tier 5 account, you probably don't really understand how tier 5 works. So I'll show you that on his account here. First off, the Lunar Foundry is where you make the luminous gear. Those are the things that you need to upgrade your tier 4 to tier 5. And those have a crafting time, so about 4 days to make like 5,000 of them or whatever it is. So you get Lunite from that. Obviously, you can buy Lunite through packs and stuff like that, but yeah, let's say he has 57k and you get about 6,000 every 4 days. So that's how you do tier 5. You can obviously speed that up, but essentially it's about 6,000 every 4 days. That's how you make it. To do 10,000, you're looking at, or yeah, like 8 days to do 10,000. That's how much it makes that. So once you go to here, you'll see your luminary guards. What you need actually is tier 4 to make tier 5. So you need to train tier 4, have the luminary stuff, then you just basically craft it. So it takes 0 time to actually create the tier 5. It takes all the time to create the tier 4 and the what's called luminous gear. So that's all you need. So you don't really need any time to build tier 5 other than making the luminous gear. And obviously you need to upgrade your tier 4 into tier 5. So you use your tier 4 with the luminous gear, it makes it tier 5. So that's all you're doing. You're basically just upgrading your tier 4 into a tier 5 unit. So just in case you didn't know how to do that, but again, yeah, he does have about 1 million of each tier 5, not with the siege, obviously, you don't really need that. Then most of his tier 4, and he has some tier 4 siege in there, that's for rally leading and stuff like that. You do need the tier 4 siege, so you can get some walkbacks from hitting people. So anyways, let's go to the next thing. What was I going to do next? I did write it down this time, so don't forget. So we are going to go into the bags now. Or actually, I already did bags. But I kind of got distracted. So again, he has tons of resources in his bag. So he has an incredible amount. He has 17,002 millions, by the way, just on food. And then he has a bunch of all these. So I'll show you just how much resources he has. He has 59 million in his, or 59 billion, sorry, food. He has 59 billion food in bags. So obviously not going to run out of food anytime soon. About 9 billion stone, what was it, 9.23 billion wood, 2 billion ore, so he's kind of low on ore actually. He only has 2 billion of it, or almost 3 billion, so quite low. You should probably watch out for his ore, because he might run out of that pretty soon. And then he has 22 billion gold. So again, we haven't shown the gear yet. I do want to show the gear, but let's keep going through these bags just to show you up. Speedups, he has quite a bit of speedups too. Taking a look at this, his big ones are his 26,000 15-minute speedups. I actually have more on my 10-minute speedups. I think I'm almost at like 40,000 of those now. It's quite a bit. But anyways, then he has 18,060 minutes speed up. So it's quite a bit of hours, 18,000 hours worth of speed ups there. Obviously not as much in the other ones, but that was quite a bit. Obviously he has some like research things, speed up things, all these stuff. He's got 2,000 gather boosts. I guess he doesn't really gather much on this account with the 60 billion and he has in his bag. So let's see this. Research obviously doesn't use research very much anymore. He is a max research account. You saw he's got 850 techno labs. But yeah, he's got 20,050 minute speedups there, 9,030 minutes, 14,060 minutes, 8,003 hours, 2,008 hours, and obviously the other ones too. Some wall speedups and stuff. No one really hits him because he is a max account at 1.8 billion. Never really gets rallied. So yeah, wall speedups or wall repair and stuff is not really important. Does have some crafting speedups again. That's for crafting tier 5, if you guys are wondering. Combat, a ton of shields. He literally never shields because he is a max account, and people don't usually rally max accounts usually. So he's got like 2,700 24-hour speed or shields, almost 590, or he has 590 3-day shields in there, bunch of antis, attack boosts, all that good stuff in there, a bunch of false infos, and then yep, that's basically it. So anyways, where was I gonna go next? Castle stars before I forget. Let's go castle stars next. Again, he has 91 castle stars, so he's getting up there, getting close to a maxed account here. You can see all the ones. He's got the new skin here. Again, all these give base stats. So this one gives infantry HP. This one is, let's see, range HP. I'll show you his base stats after this, but you can see all his pretty castle skins that he has at 5 stars here. Some are only at 1 star. What's this one? This one, oh, just range HP, so it's not as important. Steam stack is cav, so not as important either. Obviously, all the other ones he has max actually give you stats like attack and defense. Let's see, pyramid, cav HP, not as important. Gingerbread, infantry HP, so not crazy important. There's not like double attack stats. Again, cav defense. Don't really need that as much as, let's say, infantry attack and infantry HP would be better. So he's done all the important ones at least. Some of these, let's see, infantry HP weakens. Actually, this one's okay. Debuff one here. Debuff. This one. Army attack, actually that one could be pretty good. These ones are really expensive, by the way, if you guys are wondering what these are. These are some of the more expensive ones. He hasn't bought those, but he's got most of the important ones there. 91 castle stars, done most of the important stuff, has all the attack and stuff, and you'll actually see that with his base stats. What was the next thing I want to do? Fams and heroes, or actually maybe I'll just do gear now, just because you guys are probably wanting to see the awesome gear. Before I do this, I do need to go into Fury because we will be looking at stats. So let's just scout someone here. Scout this guy. Boom. Okay, let's go back to our castle here. Take a look at the stats. So I am in Fury, so I should be okay. Again, there's no forts on this. So this guy there's 0 forts in this what's called guild, 0 forts. So you won't get to see fort bonuses on top of these, which would be much higher, by the way, if you guys are wondering. 25% higher. So without forts, his base infantry attack is 245%. So with a fort, obviously 25% more, that would be at 270% base stats if he had the fort bonuses. That is insane. A lot of people, like free-to-play guys, are just getting over that with their total attack. That's his base stats. So if he didn't have his leader, his base stats would be almost 270% with forts. Obviously 245 without forts, but you can see 225 range. Again, adding 25% on if you want the forts. So with forts, range would be, was it 250? With cav, his fort would be not 235, but 260. So that's insane how high his stats would be. Again, you won't get to see his stats with forts here because we don't have it in the current guild he's in. But obviously you can add that together and in your head because it's easy to add 25%. Same thing with all this other stuff. You can see all his HPs and stuff are very high, over 200%. Base army attack 283, army defense is 247, and army HP is almost 300%. Again, he does have the fort boost, and he has some what's called heroes and stuff. You can see he also has full max counter here, just up a little bit higher there. You can see the cav infantry counter boost is 60%, range cav counter boost 60%, and infantry range cav whatever 60%. So max counter research. Again, he does have the familiar, he has the research done. You saw his max research. Plus, he has the hero maxed as well. We will go through FAMs and that, but I just wanted to show you the what's called attack stats. So what should we go first? I guess we'll go in order. So we'll go infantry first. So let's switch his infantry or his stats to infantry. Done. Okay. Boom. So there you go. So now we have him in infantry talent. Let's just make sure he actually has his talent set up properly. Yeah, he does. Okay. Just making sure there. What does he have? Let's actually take a look at his gear here. It's got 528% infantry attack on the gear. How much HP is that? Infantry HP 172%, with 117% army HP and 14% army attack. So I will be kind of showing you his infantry attack, but obviously he's got 14% army attack on top of that, so they're technically higher. So let's actually put those on there, put the infantry on, and go take a look at his stats here. So his infantry attack is 258% with no forts, by the way. So yeah, 25% on top of that if he has forts. So was that 70, 83? I think that's 83. So 883 with forts, 858 without forts. That is just his army attack. He also has 410% infantry HP with this current setup. Obviously, 25% higher with forts. So, or is it 20% or 25? I think it's 25. Maybe I'm totally wrong. I'm pretty sure it's 25. But anyways, let's go into army HP. He's got, or army attack, 302% with 515 army HP. So again, 0 forts, just his normal stuff. 515. I guess he has the what's called title right now too. But anyways, you can see debuffs down here is also 10%. But so 515 plus where is it? 410. So that's over 925% total infantry HP while he has this stuff on. And then his army HP, army attack is 302 plus 858, so over 1100% on that as well. So crazy total attack, because you got to add them both together. You can't just look at the infantry attack and be like, oh, he's got 858. But if he has what's called champ, which he does, he get army attack. So he's got 302% army attack on top of that. So total is going to be what's called 1158% or 1160% attack. So pretty good with an almost 900 or over 900% army HP on that. So that's his infantry at that. You can see his pretty infantry stuff. He's got 3 mythic cups in there, mythic champ boots. Everything else is nice and mythic. So we'll go range next. Let's actually take a look at range. He's got 547 on the what's called gear. No army attack, so a little bit lower than, let's say, the infantry there, which actually has the army attack, but 139% army HP, just missing 1 cup. So he's just kind of missing 1 cup. He's got 4 mythic cups here, so he's kind of missing the cup there. Does need 1 more, I think, to actually put that into his range gear. Yeah, because he's got a cup for his mix set in there as well. So anyways, yeah, so we'll take a look at that. We'll actually put this on here, range here, and then we'll go to his talents and put his range talents on. So let's apply that. Boom, there you go. Just make sure it's actually set up in range. That looks pretty good. It's interesting he has cav and infantry in his range set. Whatever, maybe he doesn't want to switch his talents anymore. I put those in the squad defense, because if you're going to be pure range, you don't really need cav offense in your range. Anyways, that's how he does it, but personally, I put more into the defense there, just because you don't need what's called cav attack while you're in range talent. So anyways, so let's take a look here what his stats are. He is in range right now, so he's got 557 again. You can add on the, what's it called, it's called forts if you want. He obviously doesn't have forts. His base stats range are a little bit lower. They are about 20% lower than his infantry. You can see this isn't Fury, by the way, because you do get Fury bonuses. If you don't know you're on a max account, you get all these nice little bonuses while you're in Fury, which is way more than you probably get on your account. But again, this is all from the research. So yeah, so a bunch of army attack, HP, attack, blah, 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 blah. So anyways, let's go back there. Take a look at his stats again. Obviously, the counter research doesn't change. It's always 60%, but he's got 857 range attack. Range HP is 361. So a little bit lower than his infantry there. And we look at army attack, obviously lower. So his total stats between his army attack and range are much lower than his infantry. Well, not much lower. It's about 14% lower, but a little bit lower there. So a little bit under the 1100 and what was it, 60 before. This is like 1100 and like, I don't know. I'm not going to do that in my head right now. Not even numbers, but about 1100 and let's say like 47 or something attack instead of 1160. The army HP is a little bit lower too at 537. So he's just sneaking up over 900%, I think, with the where was it? Where's his HP? Range HP 361. So nope, not even over 900%. So less than 900, like 880 or 890 something percent for his army HP or his total HP, where his infantry is a little bit higher. So you can see it's a little bit lower. You gotta add these together when you're looking at the stats, because obviously once you start throwing champ in there, you're starting getting army attack, and you gotta add that in. So let's take a look at his cav next. So taking a look at his cav, he has 3 mythic champ pieces in his cav set. Quite a good cav set, if I say so myself. Obviously, you could have better with more mythic champ, but obviously where he is, he's doing quite good. So he's got 528. So it looks a little bit lower. There's his cav attack at 528, but he's got 35% army attack because of the mythic champ pieces. So you can go look at these pieces. They do give army attack, 14% army attack, and obviously HP. He does have champion jewels in there as well, so his HP is going to be quite high on this. 150% HP with how much? 151% cav. So we'll take a look at this, actually put it on, throw on his talents. So let's apply his talents here, and then throw in cav here. Again, we are using some gems here, but he has 4.2 million gems, so quite a bit. I don't know. Every time I look at that, it makes me laugh just so much. So let's take a look at his cav attack here. So it is a little bit lower, what's called, than the other two, just in the gear. That's because he's got more army attack. So 848.7% army attack, or sorry, cav attack. And he's also got, where is it, 388 cav HP. So let's go down here and take a look. So his cav HP is, what is it, 901, so a little bit lower than his infantry, but his total attack here is, what is it, 1100, what's 20, so 60, so yes, 72. 1172. It's a little bit higher than his infantry. So his cav attack is actually his highest, even though it's the lowest up here. His total attack with his army attack here is actually higher with his cav gear, so a little bit higher, not like crazy. It's like 10% more. So, but his HP is a little bit lower. Again, not crazy, like 20% lower, whereas attack is about 10% higher. So again, really good stats. So what is that? 1172% total. So obviously got to add it together, but on the gear, or on the actual stats there, it's 848 without forts. Keep it in mind, no forts, no like what's called like emperor buffs or anything like that, but this is just straight up gear, no forts or anything like that. 848 plus 323% army attack, 513% army HP, and that is it for his blast stats. So crazy blast stats, but obviously we gotta go into gear as well. So hopefully he has a mix set here. Let's see what his mix looks like. Yeah, that's a decent mix set. So we'll just throw on that mix set there. We're not going to go like 424 or anything like that. So we'll take a look at his mix sets next. So he has actually 2 different mix sets depending what he is defending in the forts. He doesn't really have a mix set for his castle because no one rallies him. So again, these are fort mix sets. Keep those in mind. So the first one here, you see he's got 2 mythic cups there. He's got some gloves. He's got a bunch of mythic champ, 3 mythic champ pieces on here. So you take a look at his stats. 216 infantry, 198 cav, 279% range, so a little bit range heavy here. 260% army HP with 139% army defense and almost 50% army attack on top of that. So crazy stats. So let's put these on, take a look at the actual gear stats here with his talents and everything. Yeah, so we are in there. He's got 539 infantry, 579 range, 511 cav. Again, he's got quite a bit of army attack, so keep that in mind. So going down here, let's see, he's got about 280s in the with HP. He's got some defense, pretty good as well. So let's go look at his army HP. He's got 658% army HP on top of those stats. 387 army defense and 337% army attack. So again, no attack boost or anything like that. That's just with his gear and his good base stats and I guess ultra boost and a level 60 hero, I'm pretty sure. So with that, you could obviously add 300% on top of these stats. So or 337, so over 800% mix with the army attack. Obviously got to add those together because army attack is a thing. It's not just these stats up here. You do got to add these in here. And 658.8% army HP, which is insane. So let's go take a look at his other mix set and actually put in mix set 2. It's a little bit different. It looks like it's a little more heavy infantry cav instead of infantry ranged. So we'll put that on there. Mix set 2 here. He is running a little bit more cav and infantry, so we'll take a look at the stats with those. Let's go down here. So it's 622 infantry in this one with 474 range and 604 cav attack. I think he's a little bit less. Nope, he's actually got more army attack. 337. Is not the same amount, or is that more? I am so confused. Anyways, let's go back. Let's go back to the stats there. I actually gotta put that other one on again. Actually, I can just look at these. Let's see. Which has more army attack? This has 49. This one has... Oh, they're both the same. Never, I lied. So mix that too. So they are the same amount of army attack. The only difference is this one is more what's called infantry cav, which is 622 and 604. A little bit less range. So this is kind of, you're going 424 if you're setting up your what's called fort. But the other one's more of a 442. So that's the only difference. I mean, if you're not a rally lead, you don't really know what we're talking about. But obviously, it's crazy. Yeah, he's got 631. I think that's a little bit lower on stats. And let's see. Yeah, I think it's a little bit lower on the army HP, but not by much. He's got 637, 271 army defense, and 337 on that. And this one was, sorry, I've got short-term memory loss. 337, 387, 350. Yeah, so obviously higher defense and HP in the first one, a little bit lower on the attack, or I guess a little bit lower, but a little bit lower on the attack, but obviously higher HP and defense, or higher attack with lower HP and defense. That's kind of the setup here. So crazy stats on this guy. Again, he does have other stuff like monster hunting gear, familiar gear, food gear, tier 5 setup. So this is crafting speed if you want to craft tier 5. Obviously he has a speed gear, which has, where's his travel speed? 278% travel speed on this. Crazy setup as well. So crazy speed up gear, crazy attack gear. Which one has a champion piece? I'm going to put him in this mixed gear just for now, just while I'm on here. Obviously, this actually reduces your upkeep too. You saw before his upkeep is 0. So, so with the mythic champ piece, his upkeep is 0 with about 28 million troops. So normally his upkeep would be like negative like 100 millions, but because the champion piece here, if you guys don't know, adds what's called negative 72.8% reduced upkeep. Plus you can actually have a reduced upkeep with here, where is that reduced upkeep 50%. obviously adds up to 100% reduced upkeep. So your upkeep becomes 0. You do not eat through any food or anything like that. So yeah, so he's pretty set up there. What was the last thing I wanted to look at? Heroes and familiar. So one last thing before we finish here, we'll take a look at his wall here. Obviously has a bunch of army attack heroes, but I just wanted to take a look at the familiars he currently has. So he has the level 10 Holy Terror, so the Pack 5 ones he has maxed is Holy Terror and Giant Fist. He also have a level 8 Savage Breath. He is working on his Pack 5 familiars still. That's the one thing he is a little bit lacking on this account is just some Pack 5 familiars. Does have some, but could obviously use double Pack 5 familiars because you'll hit better. Obviously, for defending forts, it's not as important. So if you're mostly a fort leader and not a rally leader, they're not as important because, I mean, they are important, but they're not quite as important. Whereas, let's say, or actually, I mean, if you look at these are the important ones to have anyways. These are the 4% ones. And what is this, the other 4% one? Let's see. Yeah, it's the other 4% one. So he's working on those. So those are good for forts. Obviously, for hitting people, you want double Pack 5 familiars because you do more damage. For his wall, he just has the what's called reducing HP one. So this reduces 40%. Has a army attack, so reduces total 55%. So if he gets hit by someone, obviously their army attack or their total HP is going to be reduced by 55%. So that's quite a bit. Plus he has the Hearty Feast, which adds an extra 15% army attack. So that's what he's running on his wall, but that's just because he has got tons of troops, and having any other like percentage ones don't make any sense. You got to have ones that start at the beginning of battle. You could obviously put on ones that increase attack, so like infantry attack ones or cav attack ones, but he went for the HP, which is pretty good. So I mean, it reduces their HP. Plus, he has all army attack heroes. So you can see on his wall, he gets an extra 125% army HP, 75% army defense, and 100% army attack on his wall. So if someone hits you, those are his extra stats he just has from his heroes. Obviously way better than free-to-play heroes. These army attack stats are insane with how much extra attack and defense and HP. So hitting Fekol would just not be a smart idea. With how good his mix set is, how good his wall heroes are, and everything, it'd be stupid to actually try and rally him. Unless you're LH sending like 50 rallies, then I guess that'd be the only one really, but if you're only doing a couple rallies, it's not really worth it. You're just going to lose a bunch of troops. So let's take a look at the heroes he has. Obviously, he has a bunch of attack heroes, all that stuff. Chronicler is max, so he does have max counter research. This is one of the heroes, gives 50%. If you are doing a pay-to-play trap, get this hero maxed. It is the best way to do it. Don't go for the counter research. Go for the counter hero and the counter familiar. Again, this is for what's called max pay-to-play people. Yeah, so it's definitely the best one to go. Obviously, Magmaroid is really good too. It gives you base stats, infantry attack, and infantry defense. That's where he's getting the extra 25% over the Cav, is from the Magmaroid. He is working on the Boommeister, obviously, though that's the other one. It gives you 10%. These are passive stats. You don't need to have them on your wall or anything. You just get these passive stats. The rest are just basically army attack heroes. You saw them all, like Berserker, Lore Weaver, where are they? Where are the other ones? Yeah, well, he's got Watcher. He's got a gold Chaos Dragon 2. Again, he doesn't use these on his wall, but because the other ones are a little bit better. So Berserker, obviously all army attack. Lore Weaver, obviously all army attack and HP as well. And then where was the other ones he was using? He was using Songstress on there, same thing. Then where is the other one? Missing one here. Oh, yeah, Dreamrich, same thing. So all these ones are really good to have on your wall. If you're going pay-to-play route, those are the best ones really to have. So if you guys are wondering, do that. Obviously, free-to-play is different, but this is not a not a free-to-play account. Ultra Boost, let's see, he's got 267 days, so almost like 2/3 of a year there, so he's got quite a bit of days there, but you saw he had a bunch of licenses to kill, and if he ever gets a hero, he can actually just execute it because no one's going to rally him anyways, especially with gear like this. This is pretty good gear here, honestly. I wish I had gear on some of my accounts like this. Obviously, I have the full Mythic Tier 5 account, but it's not this good. It doesn't have 3 Mythic Champ pieces with maxed army attack heroes and Pack 5 familiars and all that stuff. The rest is actually just a food hyper, mostly just What's his infirmary space? 554. Okay, so he does have some manners as well. Because he's max research, he obviously gets extra infirmary space and all that. What's his training speed right now? So 285. That's not in training talents. That's in war talents. So obviously training talents over 300%, with only a couple manners and still having 554% infirmary space while doing that. So anyway, so shout out to Feckle for letting me do this account overview. I hope you guys enjoyed it, seeing some crazy stats on this account. Obviously, if you guys have any crazy accounts you want me to do an account overview, I'm totally up for doing them. So if you guys want to message me, add me online. I will have it in the description down below. If you guys were looking for a special code in this video, sorry, there wasn't one. In this one, it might be in the next one, so keep an eye out for that. Again, if you haven't checked out the 200 gem giveaway or 200k gem giveaway / 100k gem giveaway, depending on how many views the video gets, that will be in the comments down below, in the description down below. Don't miss tomorrow's stream. I will be doing the 100k gem giveaway from the previous one that I was supposed to do a week ago or so, but I got sick. So unfortunately, I didn't get that, but I'll do that one tomorrow. Might do a Dragon Arena stream at the same time. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.